Hello again, everyone. This is Jim. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome myself back to my channel. It's been a little while. I've been getting some questions, some inquiries, and the main ones have been, are you still there? Are you still here? And how you doing? And I just wanted to make a short video today. And first part of it, to answer those questions. Yes, I'm still here, and I'm doing fine. And yeah, I also wanted to just share some thoughts, observations about weight loss in general. I hang out in certain places a little bit when I'm bored on Reddit, some of the Reddit forums. Not under my name, it's just under a pseudonym, so you wouldn't know it was me. But I just look to see what people are doing, and occasionally there'll be a person that I interact with, maybe with some advice. But yeah, I just have some thoughts about some of the interaction I see in there, some of the questions people ask that are trying to improve their health and lose weight. And yeah, but first I'll just say, yeah, I've been away, and there's not one particular reason why, multiple reasons why I just didn't feel like posting. One was just kind of I ran out of ideas for topics. I never was really set on being a daily creator or weekly creator or permanent creator on YouTube. I just basically wanted to put my story out, and I did that for a while and interacted with everyone, and then it became just, I don't know, I felt like I was just telling things I'm doing in my life. After I lost my weight, I was experimenting with things. I tried different things, different strategies, and I shared those results. But then I stopped even that. I stopped any testing, or I just settled into a routine, and there was not much to talk about. So that, not having content, and also just preoccupation with some other pursuits in my life, spending a lot of time. My weekend time is taken up normally with some other interests, and overall, just, I would say, like a lot of people, I'm sure, feeling a little stress from the world situation. Just put me in a mood maybe not to want to add content. So I don't think it's any one thing. It's just a lot of things. So I needed to just kind of forget about this channel for a while. But I wanted to just call it a check-in video and say, yes, I'm still here. Things are going well. I mean, for me personally, nothing's changed. Still, I have my routine, my daily routine, and now I have a weekly routine, and I don't change it because I don't want to change it, and it works, and I enjoy it. And actually, it is my rigid routine, or my lifestyle now has kind of made like a bedrock for me to fall back on, something that I could feel good about and stay strong and focus on. Like I said, with the stress of the world situation going on, it's nice to have to not let that interfere with your life or your routine. And I wouldn't. I know how important it is to me to keep my food the same, my workout routine the same. I keep everything the same, and that keeps me sane and strong, and so yeah, I think I'm doing fine. But yeah, my routine is the same. Still OMAD, and still mostly a carnivore diet, beef and eggs. I'm not really experimenting anything. I just keep plenty of beef in my freezer, and weekly I get eggs and coffee and mineral water, and I still have a couple pieces of chocolate after dinner. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I hesitate to say that it's boring, because people might think it's boring, but for me, it's not boring. It's just something solid and reliable, and I look forward to it every day. My meal is always something part of the day that I'm really looking forward to. And I say it's a meal, but it's really, to be honest, from about 3 p.m. to pretty much when I'm getting tired to go to bed, which is these days it's like 8 p.m. From 3 to 8, my whole schedule is fixed. Like, I do the same thing. I do a workout, which is about an hour, and then I shower up and start my meal ritual. And that takes me from the time I start to the time I finish. That might be a total of just over an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 30 minutes, depending on how slow I go. And that's stretching it, So figure an hour. Then I have this after dinner ritual. I have a half a cup of coffee and a chocolate, and I relax a little bit. So yeah, it's like 3 p.m. I go on autopilot the rest of the day, and I do the same thing, and that works. So it's not boring. It just kind of keeps me grounded and keeps me healthy. Not much has changed in terms of my health. The weight's the same. I did focus my exercise a little bit and structure it, and I've changed that a little bit. But I do some activity with weights, and it's good. I feel I get a good overall body workout, and keeping the muscle growing, and I think that's necessary. I try to stay flexible and make sure that I can do deep squats, and just keep using my body so that it doesn't atrophy, and it doesn't just it's like the use it or lose it expression. Anyway, so yeah, I had the same routine, just to sum it up. I'm here in the park this morning. This is Sunday morning, and I do this sometimes. I come out here and just reflect a little bit with a coffee. So the other thing I wanted to say is, I know people come by the channel sometimes, and maybe they're searching, maybe they don't know, maybe I came up in a YouTube suggestion for them, maybe they're looking up obesity or whatever, weight loss, and I know that people get some use out of the channel. They get even if I'm not updating all the time, they find the old videos and look at them. When I say the stress of the world, I think that hit everybody, and it hits me in the face every time I go out, is that, it looks like a lot of people are not doing that well. They're not handling the stress, they're not handling their weight, they're not managing things, and things are just spinning out of control. It just seems, I mentioned this before, it just seems like health is declining overall. Yeah, I mean, and it's hard. And what I see, on I mentioned Reddit. I got a variety of interests. I have a lot of interest in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, that kind of thing, the carnivore diet, and also, intermittent fasting, weight loss transformation, things like that. I'm signed up to different forums there, and I just see what people are talking about, what's going on with a variety of different topics. But what I see, and it struck me the other day, is people are still focused on the minutia, and they're trying to look for a simple way, a shortcut, or not a shortcut. They're looking for the magic formula, the magic macro ratio, or the magic internet fasting scheme, 16-8, 24. And they'll ask questions. If I'm doing OMAD, what happens if I do every other day 16-8? They're asking like for permission, and it's just, this is not the right approach. They're wondering, how many calories. A lot of people are still fixated on calories. I see a lot of success stories where calories in, calories out. Psycho made me a success, and I say it's typically young people. And I just think to myself, yeah, success now, how long is it going to last? And that's my big thing that I think people, maybe because of my age, my perspective as a person who been through all this before. I've been through the wars, I've been through the failures enough times. I know what doesn't work and what does work. And yeah, I had some success before with Psycho, or with, burning off the weight. I didn't get to the fundamental issue. I didn't change my lifestyle. I didn't change my food, my relationship with food, that kind of thing. So I just wanted to say that, it's fine to, I encourage people, especially, when you're new to it, count your calories, count your macros, get an idea of what you do. Maybe you find out you're eating 5,000 calories a day. Okay, well, there's an indicator that you're overeating. But, that's not going to be the governing. It's not just reading the package and swapping one package for another that has a lower number of calories on it is not a way to success, lasting success. In fact, I recommend getting away from anything in a package in the first place. If you're eating food from a package with a label, with a list of ingredients, and this is not real food. But I guess to get to the point I had is that people don't understand that you got to step back and look at the big picture, and you have to see on one hand the person you are now, and then look at the person that you want to be in the future. And it's not just imagining yourself fitting into that bikini, or with bulging muscles and losing the fat. That's one thing, but you have to, on top of that, imagine, what are you going to change to get there? It's not just you're going to be the person you are now, make some little changes, follow the right formula, and then presto, you're going to always be this new person. You got to become a new person. So you have to look at it like a journey, a personal journey, not just a weight loss journey. It's evolving yourself. Now, I didn't do that. I mean, it's easy to say now, but I have a perspective. I'm looking back now. I think I'm 5-6 years. I'm looking back, and so now I know, this I can maintain now, but I had many other times when I couldn't maintain. It's because I didn't get to the fundamental things that needed to be changed. But what are you going to give up? What are you going to change? don't look for approval from other people. Don't put a question on a board. It's not a magic formula. I keep saying that. You got to make it your own. So try, if you want to try 24 or 16 or whatever scheme for intermittent fasting, OMAD, whatever it is, different diets, you do it. You decide what you're going to do. You make the decision and then follow it and see if it works. But it may not work. Your first choices may not work, or it may work to a point, but it might not get you all the way to where you want to go. The thing is, stay committed to your journey, your transformation journey, and then go back to the drawing board if you need to change and say, well, what am I going to do now? This is the reason I say that is because unless you change yourself fundamentally, your habits, your lifestyle, your food choices, it's the whole structure of your life. It's not probably going to be a lasting thing. It's not just going to do something now and then you're going to have the exact same lifestyle, except you're going to be thinner in the future. It's not going to work. So what is my point? You got to change yourself. You have to change yourself. It's not just getting some advice and then, that's it. It's going to be something for you, maybe different than anyone else. But stay committed to the journey. For me, the light went on. I guess everyone has a moment when you go, aha. Some words somebody said, a book. For me, it was when I read Jason Fung's book, The Obesity Code. I mentioned that many times. That's when everything changed for me. My eyes opened and I realized, whoa, wow. The thing is, I was ready to learn at that point. I was open. I was ready to receive the information. It's like, you're not always in that mode. We're not. We're typically always kind of closed, and when we resist, our minds aren't open. And you can't. Somebody can tell you exactly what to do, but if you're not ready for it, it means nothing. So when you have that aha moment, that's a key point for me. It was reading a book, and then ever since then, my eyes have been open to many things. Many things. It's funny how, just that one opening, the one realization that everything we're taught about food is largely wrong, and eating is wrong. We don't need to eat many times a day. A calorie is not just a calorie. We don't need 6 to 10 servings of grain per day. All of that stuff that we're taught is wrong. Once your mind starts opening a little bit, you realize, well, it's not just about food that we're taught something wrong. It's pretty much everything. And I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but everything's stacked against us. And it's corporate interests and various interests that kind of are clouding the airwaves and the experts and health authorities and whatnot. You can get lost in the morass of bad information and go downhill. And that's what I see people doing. Listening to TV, watching TV, taking the advice of the so-called experts. And guess what? Their health doesn't improve. They just become a person they become a customer for the system. they become a constant source of income, drugs and tests and procedures and injections, whatever. Yeah, I don't know why I went down this stream, but yeah, you got to opt out of the system. So keep an open mind. Realize you got to change yourself, but you got to take ownership of that. You got to own your journey for it to be a lasting journey, and you got to apply yourself and really think about it. Don't expect other people are going to do it for you. And you're gonna. Some things are going to work. Some things are not going to work. But just keep your eyes and ears open. Determine your path, and you're gonna, like I've said before, imagine that new version of yourself in front of you, point A to point B. You're gonna head out, and there's gonna be no path outlined for you to follow. You're gonna have to set your own path. Well, that can be frightening. That can be stressful, because you're hacking through the woods. You're trying to find your way, and maybe you end up in a swamp, and you have to backtrack, and you have to find a different path. So that's fine. That's part of the journey. That's what's going to teach you. That's what's going to teach you what works and what doesn't work. You go down a few wrong paths, and then the thing is, that doesn't mean your journey's over. That means it's just you've learned something, and you're going to take a different tack. But for me, I'll just reiterate, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, fundamentally it was about reducing the amount of time spent eating in a day. Our whole society is built on eating all day long, breakfast, and it's like dessert all day long. And the things we're eating are just not good for us. So eat less often, and really pay attention to what you eat. Eat. I think I'd cut out sugar and grains, and you don't have to go full carnivore, but I would really watch the amount of fruit and vegetables you eat. If you have to have it, I found I don't have to have fruit and vegetables. I don't have them. I'm fine. A lot of people don't accept that, and they can't believe it, and they think I'm harming myself. The micronutrients, this and that. Look, we don't digest very well fruit and vegetables and nuts and all that stuff, grains. We don't digest it. It's not the greatest bioavailability for our system. So I don't want to get too rambly, but I'll just reiterate, eat less often. Don't look for a magic solution. I eat once a day. That works for me. You might not get there right away. You might not need to. Some people eat. I don't know how I would handle eating twice a day. That just doesn't, because now I've been doing one meal a day so long. Like when I flip the switch and go into eating mode, and when I take the first bite, I'm like a shark. I'm just attacking my food, and I don't mean it literally like I'm attacking and eating fast and ferociously, but I'm in eating mode until I'm full, and then it's over. So I can't go like halfway into eating mode. Like, let's say I might have a 20 hours of fasting, 4 hours of eating, an eating window. But if I started eating, I don't need 4 hours to eat. If I started eating, I want to finish eating. I can't eat just a little bit. I don't like to eat a little bit. And that's the part I just can't grasp. What are people doing with a 4 hours of eating? I mean, what are you eating? Some little sandwich, or I don't know. I would overeat, and for me, I think why it works for me is OMAD is that when I eat, I can eat and feel full, and I feel really good after my one meal. I'm full, and I think that's one of the secrets of the whole thing. If you're gonna try to eat and you don't fill up, I think that's kind of unnatural in a way. I don't think I think animals, they tend to just eat until they're done eating. They don't, graze. Well, some animals do graze, but those are the ones that have to eat all day long. Humans don't need to. We kind of, we get our food and we eat. And as long as we have an abundance of food still, for the most part, we have plenty of food, so there's no need to be grazing and eating all day long, especially the food choices we have. So that's the thing for me. I just don't understand the whole concept of having small meals. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, because even if you somehow manage to get your weight off and you have, let's say, 3 meals a day, but you keep them in small quantities, it for me, and maybe this is it's only a personal thing with me, but it offers too many opportunities to eat too much. And like I said, I'm not satisfied just eating, let's say, my daily calories divided by 3, a small little sample. I don't want a small little sample. It just, like I said, I want the whole thing. I want to get full. That's my goal for eating, to get full. And that works for me. And I think if you're not filling up, it's just going to leave you partially satisfied and your body wanting the rest of it. Say, well, where's the rest of the food? This is not enough. Anyway, this is, I always think about, things like this, what works, what doesn't work. And that's why I wanted to make this video today, just some rambling thoughts. And it wasn't really structured. I apologize for if it's just sort of a bunch of random thoughts, but in case someone is stopping by and looking for advice, I would just wanted to leave a fresh video there and say hello to all my regular followers and people who commented over the years and were wondering about me. I appreciate you all. Yeah, I'm not gonna commit to any frequency of videos. I don't know what it'll be, when the next one will be, or what topic. I know I promised several times and I haven't done it. People have asked me about for what I eat in a day type thing, and I've come close to doing it a few times, but I always think, well, this is, what I eat in a day and in the one meal, it just is so boring. It looks, there's nothing spectacular or fancy compared to the other what I eat in a day that people make. It's all, all kinds of special products and procedures and presentations. Mine is just like basic eating. I will do it at some point once I figure out how to film it. I don't have that many skills in terms of filming while I'm cooking, or anyway, I'll do that because I promised several times and people have asked for it. One of these days I'll pop up with that. So I see it's been about 30 minutes. I'll get on with my day now and just leave it at that. Take care, everyone, and I hope you're doing well. All right, bye-bye.